our back looks better. It's not perfect, but it's never going to be perfect. But I think the energy and effort is different than it has been in games. I think we're moving better.
You referenced after the game that Naya's shots going in is good for the team as a whole. How do you hope that the way that she shot the ball will trickle across the roster as you head into these games?
Yeah, I think it helps our offense. People have to guard her now. Her shooting percentage wasn't very good going into the game, and so now it's higher, and people know that she's a threat. And we have a few more people that are not shooting great from three on paper, but they are in practice, and they have that as a weapon. So the more people that we can get over that hump, the better our offense will look.
Offensively, how do you feel like you're sharing the ball and maybe moving the ball movement compared to where it was a week and a half ago?
I think we're moving it better. I think that we're just not seeing the assists show up on the stat sheet because the shots aren't going in. It's looking a little bit better, and then you still have times where young people are young people and they see such a scoring margin and they start to take bad shots down the stretch. But I think our last two games, our offense has started the way we wanted it to.
What stands out about UCLA, and what are you looking forward to most about this West Coast trip?
Yeah, it's going to be a big trip. We're going to have to go up real fast. I think what I am looking forward to the most is an intentional week of practice going into a really big road trip. And we have to mature. We have to grow. I think that there will be a sense of urgency in practice going forward. I hope that there is. If not, it's going to be a miserable trip. But I'm excited about that. I'm excited to really see where we're at. I think UCLA has a legitimate chance to win a national championship. And we're going there and we're playing them on their home floor. And I think that again, it's a measuring stick, and that's why we're playing this schedule, is to see where we're at and how we need to improve. And we're not where we are at, where we're going to finish. We're going to get better than how we're playing right now. They're a pretty polished team. They're a pretty veteran team. So we need to be ready.
How is this team at this point, with being new and young, in terms of understanding a game plan, going through a scout, all of that part of it, that is another learning curve for young players? How do you think they are at this point in the season?
I think they're doing a really good job with their scouts. They're picking up quickly. They're taking notes during scouts. They're pretty focused. They ask the right questions. I think we could do a better job of having them watch their own film, study their opponents on their own, other than the film we provide, of just making sure, hey, we ask you a question about this team. You're watching basketball. It's on TV. We're watching it. We know about our opponent. But I think they're doing a pretty good job of handling that load.
Sam in the back, and then Mike.
Off the field, what's the benefit of a far road trip, a long road trip, in terms of just gelling the chemistry both on and off?
Yeah, I mean, I don't love it. I don't ever really want to have to fight a time change and fight jet lag and have to worry about that. But if you make it far in the NCAA tournament, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to travel to the other side of the country, and you're going to have to be able to adapt. And if we do make it far, then at least we will have done this once. But again, they're young people. I think as adults, we probably overcoach that and think about that more than they do. Who knows what they do at night, and they go to bed late, they wake up late. I don't know that the time change is going to affect them as much as it is our staff.
Getting Alyssa back on the court, how good was that to see, and what did you like about what she did, and what's kind of the next couple steps for her?
No, it's great. She's such a big part of our team and a great person, and to be able to have her back, get a game under her belt going into the West Coast stretch that we're about to have. We're going to need her. We're going to need her in a big way, and I hope that we can get that out of her.
What do you tell Janiyah before a trip like this, where she's going back to her former school?
I don't tell Janiyah anything. We just talked about UCLA as a small group of players and me right before coming down here, and we talk about what's important. We talk about what they see, what we need to focus on this week, and a lot of it is working on us, making sure that we mature as a group, making sure that we take steps, just doing the little things in practice, like listening, running from drill to drill, just making sure that we are poised and under control, because we are young and they are not, and we're on the road, and it's going to be a tough environment where we can't break.
Getting out to visit Olivia yesterday, how fun was that? And have you spent your birthday with recruits very often in the past?
I have not, but it was a situation where I was supposed to go this morning and the schedule changed, so it made sense to go last night. And anytime you can go to Florida and watch some basketball in the evening, there's worse ways to spend a birthday. Thank you.
How do you think your bigs will handle Lauren Betts, and what do you hope that they get out of this test?
Yeah, our bigs haven't seen a lot of bigs. Our team hasn't seen a lot of bigs. And so we'll find out in the first 3 minutes of that game of what our bigs need to improve upon. We're going to start preparing for that now, just because, again, it's something we haven't seen, but it is something we're going to see all SEC play.
Do you enjoy playing tougher opponents in the beginning of the season, and why?
I think our players do. I think it's important to mix your schedule and have opponents that make you be focused. I like the practice that lead up to a big game. I like the sense of urgency you get out of your players. I like that they know that they have to be sharp in order to have the results that they want. I appreciate that part. The game, no, but the lead up, yes.
When you put a schedule together, are you looking just for name teams that get your team's attention? Are you looking for specific styles that, hey, we need to get this on tape so that our players understand that? When you go about putting a pre-conference schedule together, what are you looking for?
Yeah, we want to play the hardest schedule we can with winnable games, and this year we're still not on the right side of our scheduling. When you schedule so many years out in advance, we were still playing some games that were scheduled before I got here, and then we took some games last year just because we had to, and then we're trying to finish those out. You never want to be on the road this much as we are, and we want to try to right that ship next year and then even it out going forward. But I think we have 2 or 3 games, maybe 4 games that were scheduled before we got here, so we're just trying to, here in about next year or the year after, I think our schedule will probably look the way we want it to.
I know the trips weren't as long, but what are the benefits to have been on the road and played road games before a big trip like this?
Yeah, it helps. I mean, it was something even from a scrimmage, we were in a hotel room, so we have some hotel time under our belt. We know how to travel, what we do on the road. It's going to be completely different, but the routine of it shouldn't change.
Any other questions for Coach? All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.